All right, welcome, welcome, welcome. This is a very large crowd. I think it's much larger than the last crowd we have. So hopefully we get to hear some of your energy today. We're very excited. This is the first graduation we've had in the morning. So hopefully you're a little bit more awake. We can hear a little bit more of that energy. So welcome. Good morning and Happy New Year. I am your host, Sergeant Collins. On behalf of the City of San Jose and the San Jose Police Department, I would like to welcome you to the 53rd Police Academy graduation. Families, friends, and guests, please stand and direct your attention to the entrance as we welcome the graduates led by the San Jose Police Emerald Society Pipe Band. Please remain standing for the presentation of the colors and the national anthem. Uniformed personnel, please take your cue from the honor guard for when to present and order arms.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Standing for the invocation by our department chaplain.
Before I pray, I want to say congratulations to you guys. If you'll pray with me. God, today is an exciting day as we come to celebrate and come alongside these men and women who have worked very, very hard to get to where they are today. God, we thank you that each one of them has felt the call to want to serve this city in this way, as most people do not want to run towards danger. Most people do not want to help in this way. But God, there are some out there that have chosen the life of wanting to put themselves in danger, put themselves in harm's way to help a community. God, we thank you here in San Jose that we have an amazing department that not only wants to protect us, but wants to serve alongside us, wants to care for us as a city. God, we are grateful for such a supportive police department in our community, one that is well loved. And God, we thank you that today we are adding more people to that. Pray for each of these men and women as they have a lot of work still ahead, as they are going into the training program next. God, such an amazing time that they will learn a lot about what it means, not just in the classroom, but what it means to be out on the street. God, I just thank you for their friends and their family that are here today to support them. We thank you that they got to where they are today because of people like those in front of us that are here to support them and be there for them. And we pray that as they go forward, God, that they would continue to support them through this time of training and the rest of their career. And we pray that today would be a great day that each of these men and women today would remember forever as the day they graduated and officially became police officers. Thank you for today and all that you do for us. And we pray these things in your name. Amen.
Thank you, Chaplain, and thank you, Lorena, for giving us that beautiful rendition of the national anthem. Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated. I know it's a little warm in here. It was very warm for us this morning as we were practicing getting ready for you, and so we're doing our best here to try to cool things down, so please bear with us. But hopefully we can turn up again that heat of emotion and energy here. So today we like to gather together to recognize a group of dedicated young people who have each fulfilled their chosen motto in omnia paratus. Our department, city, and its citizens have been very recently reminded of what it means to be prepared in all things. Each person in this room who wear the badge stand as a beacon of service and protection in the face of possible peril. These graduates who stand before you are now ready to do the same, to dedicate their lives in service to you and the citizens of San Jose. Please join me in another round of applause. You can do better than that. That's what I'm talking about, right there. Let's keep that up. Artio Maldonado, take charge of our recruits. I'd like to recognize some members of the audience in the attendance. To my right, we have our Mayor, Matt Mahan. City Manager, Jennifer McGuire. Councilmember, Michael McCulhey. And for Biandone, Jonathan Fleming. Domingo Candelas. Vice Mayor Pam Foley. George Casey. And our independent police auditor, Eddie Aubrey. Who wanted to make it a point to know that he is also a Seahawks fan. So, yeah. We had a conversation outside already. To my left, the San Jose PD Command Staff, Chief of Police, Paul Joseph. Assistant Chief, Ali Miri. Deputy Chief Gina Tibaldi. Deputy Chief Brian Spears. Deputy Chief Brandon Sanchez. Deputy Chief Jason Dwyer. Captain Mike O'Neill. Academy Director Lieutenant Mike Nasser. And a special thanks to Minnie Lee, who is departing us with 30 years of service, our fantastic Academy manager. We'd like to thank her with a round of applause as well. All right, just a little bit more clapping, I apologize. I would like to introduce the hardworking Academy training staff. Our professional team has worked tirelessly on behalf of these recruits to present them to you today. Because of them, absolutely because of them, the San Jose Police Department remains a leader in law enforcement training. Please stand as I call your name. Academy Coordinator Elizabeth Ramirez. Recruit Training Officer Eduardo Maldonado. Recruit Training Officer Billy Wolf. And Recruit Training Officer Joe Scipiora. I'd also like to recognize our cadre of active and retired personnel for their dedicated service and experience to the Academy and the program. Also to the many hardworking members in the audience, family members, we'd like to thank you as well, and please give yourselves a round of applause. We definitely could not do it by ourselves. We required your help, and we know that. We appreciate it. We will now have the pleasure to hear from our mayor, Matt Mahan. Please, sir.
Thank you, Sergeant Collins. I appreciate all the energy you're bringing this morning. Good morning, everyone. Great to be here with you all. Thank you. And Chaplain Brian Allen, thank you for the beautiful invocation, as always. Chief, good morning. I also want to thank my colleagues and our city manager and auditor, despite his football team preferences, for being here today. Thank you for showing your strong support for this department and its officers. It is so good to be here with you all on this exciting day for our department and its newest members. Graduates, your families, friends, spouses, brothers and sisters in blue, and community leaders are all here to celebrate the 23 of you. To wish you congratulations and good fortune as you are entrusted with one of the hardest, most essential duties in our society. Thank you for answering the call to serve. The truth is, there has probably never been a harder time to be a police officer. You take on very real risks every time you put on the badge, and every decision, even those made in a split second with incomplete information, are scrutinized like never before. But there has also probably never been a more important time for talented, professional, ethical women and men to choose this vocation, to safeguard the public safety and to ensure trust in our form of government and our way of life. And I know that each of you is prepared to take on the weight and responsibility of this essential role. You are the best of the best. Nearly 600 people applied to Academy 53, and today we will graduate 23 officers, all of whom, yeah, that deserves a round of applause. That's just 3% of the people who wanted to become police officers in our community, which is a higher bar than Harvard or Stanford for what it's worth. We are highly selective for good reason, and your friends and family gathered here today should be incredibly proud of you. More than that, you should be incredibly proud of yourselves. You've completed 32 weeks of intense physical and mental training. You each passed 3 written exams covering 22 areas of instruction. You learned first aid and passed physical and psychological evaluations all over the course of 1,190 hours of training. They don't give you that kind of training to be mayor, let me tell you. You also bring valuable personal experiences and attributes to this department. You speak many languages: English, Spanish, Russian, Vietnamese, and Gujarati. And you come from many different cultural backgrounds: African American, Irish, Italian, Russian, Korean, Jewish, Scottish, Caucasian, Vietnamese, Mexican, Salvadoran, Puerto Rican, Peruvian, Spaniard. Incredible. It's like the United Nations. I mean, that's really America, right? Pretty amazing. These diverse backgrounds and experiences will make you better officers. Among you, we have a lifeguard, a tradesman, police dispatcher, teacher, aircraft technician, personal trainers, Marine sergeant, security officer, and tech company employees. You guys could pretty much start your own city at this point. But no matter your background, you have something more fundamental in common. You have stepped up and vowed to serve, to protect and serve the people of San Jose. Thank you. And there's a lot of thanks to give today, starting with your families. Because of the nature of your oath, you will miss out on birthdays, anniversaries, vacations and celebrations, kids' bedtimes and Sunday dinners. I know a thing or two about that, and it isn't easy. So thank you to the families and friends of our newest officers for the sacrifices, big and small, that you are also making. By sharing your loved ones with our community, you help ensure that everyone's loved ones can be safe. Thank you to our department and its exceptional leadership, Chief Paul Joseph, our command staff, and all of our officers and civilians who collectively comprise the best police department in the nation, hands down. I'm not biased. We did just lose Assistant Chief Brian Schaub to Watsonville, where I grew up. I know he's going to do a good job of keeping my mom safe down there. But we're grateful for his service here. And we're very fortunate to have a new Assistant Chief, Ali Miri. Our downtown will miss you, Assistant Chief, but our entire city is lucky to have you in this new role. Congratulations. San Jose is America's safest big city, thanks to the work of all of you in this room. And I can't tell you how proud I am of this department, whether it's the heroics we saw from Sergeant Gerardo Silva and the officers who swiftly and professionally responded to an armed and dangerous suspect earlier this month. We're solving 100% of homicides nearly 4 years running, the only big city in the country to have done that. We're taking drugs and guns off the streets, breaking up regional crime rings, or protecting victims of domestic violence. This department leads the way nationally. And I think Chief Joseph would be the first to say that the foundation of our success is the deep, trusted relationship SJPD has built with our community. This work never ends. And it's thanks to your academy staff that we continue to produce the most capable, street-ready academy graduates. All of your academy leaders have so excelled in this profession that they have earned the awesome responsibility to train the next generation of officers. Would you all please join me in giving them another round of applause? Graduates, the badge you are about to receive is worn right here over the heart to remind you of your pledge to protect and serve. It's a symbol of public faith and public trust. To borrow language from your solemn oath, I want to thank you for taking on the fundamental duty to serve mankind, to safeguard lives and property, to protect the innocent against deception, the weak against oppression and intimidation, and the peaceful against violence and disorder, and for upholding the constitutional rights of all to liberty, equality, and justice. May you always remember the impact you have on our lives and the immense responsibility with which you have been entrusted. Thank you again for your service and commitment to the people of San Jose. God bless the San Jose Police Department and our city of San Jose. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor. Our Chief of Police, Paul Joseph, will now share his remarks. Chief.
Good morning, Academy Class 53. Good morning, Chief. And congratulations. Take a breath and enjoy this moment because you've earned it. From this day forward, you'll carry a badge that represents a responsibility and a purpose that will follow you long after you hang up the uniform at the end of each shift. To the families, partners, and loved ones here today, thank you. Your late-night pep talks, your patience, your sacrifice has carried these recruits through the hardest days of the Academy. Today, you don't just celebrate them, you officially join the San Jose Police Department family. To our mayor, city manager, and council members, thank you for being here and for your continued support of this department and our mission to serve this community. Class 53, you have just completed one of the most rigorous, demanding training programs anywhere in the country. Yes, we share a bond and a purpose with our police officers everywhere, but the rigorousness of our training is not all the same. You've been tested physically, mentally, emotionally. You've learned the law, tactics, de-escalation, firearms, driving, report writing, and maybe most importantly, you've learned how to rely on the person standing next to you. In a few days, you'll step into a patrol car and there will be no more practice scenarios, no more do-overs. From that first call, people will be counting on you to be calm when they are panicked, decisive when they are frozen, and steady when their world has just fallen apart. This department is special. We're one of the leanest big city departments in the nation, but we continue to lead the profession in innovations like our real-time intelligence center, in proactivity with thousands of illegal guns seized each year, and in results shown in our 100% homicide solve rates. These things together have helped San Jose again be recognized as the safest big city in America. That doesn't happen by accident. It happened because of the work ethic, the integrity, and the teamwork that you are now joining. And you already know why this job is so essential to our community. Just days ago, everyone watched an extraordinary incident unfold that made national news. You saw the video, you read the headlines. You saw officers from multiple agencies, a suspect determined to harm every city he passed through, and you saw how quickly an ordinary afternoon can turn into a life or death struggle. You also saw something else. You saw a team. You saw a helicopter overhead feeding information to responding officers and commanders in our real-time intelligence center. You saw patrol officers, sergeants, dispatchers, and neighboring agencies all moving with one purpose: to protect the public and to protect each other. You saw a sergeant seriously wounded who kept fighting and survived because of his training, his mindset, and his teammates who were all there for him. That incident was not a movie. It was not a training video. It was a look into your chosen profession and one of its hardest days. I don't bring it up today to scare your families. I bring it up to tell them something important. On the hardest days, your loved ones will not be alone. What you saw in that footage is what you've been building in this academy, using your training under pressure, the ability to think while your heart is racing, and the instinct to move toward danger together, not alone. A person who tries to sow chaos and violence in a community will always, eventually, encounter a police officer. And when they do so here, they don't just meet an individual, they meet a team, a department, and a profession that refuses to back down. Chaos is no match for the resilience, the resolve, and the training you have built in this academy. To the families, I want you to hear this clearly from me. Yes, this job is dangerous. We don't hide that. But your loved ones are not walking out of here unprepared. They've been trained, challenged, corrected, and pushed so that when that one call comes, and it will, they have every possible advantage. Their training, their equipment, their tactics, and the strength of the team around them. Class 53, the bonds you formed with each other are the bonds that will keep you safe. You may go 10-8 alone in a car, but you'll never work alone. There's always another unit coming, a dispatcher on the other side of the radio, a sergeant watching the big picture. Remember this, police work is a team sport. Every great arrest, every complex investigation, every safe resolution to a dangerous call is a product of teamwork. As you begin to protect this city, you bring more than your skills and teamwork into the community. You bring something both powerful and fragile, trust. For many people in this city, you will be the face of their government. Their opinion of whether this city cares about them will be shaped by one traffic stop, one noise complaint, one domestic violence call, one moment when you knock on their door at 3 a.m. to deliver news no family wants to hear. The trust built by those who came before you is invaluable, and it can be broken by one poor decision. To be successful here and deserving of the San Jose Police patch on your arms, you will need to treat every person with dignity and respect, even when they don't return it. You must use your authority with humility, for we are not better than the people we serve. You will need to be proactive, find what you're good at, and lean into that. I suggest starting with getting illegally possessed guns off the streets. Every firearm you safely remove is a potential tragedy that never happens. You'll need to keep learning. The best officers are students of this job for their entire career. And you will need to tend to and nurture your lives outside the uniform. This career will test you. You will see things most people never see and carry stories most people never hear. Take care of your minds and your hearts. Use the resources we have. Peer support, the chaplains, our wellness programs. Lean on each other, check on your partners, and when you need help, ask. To the families, your role doesn't end today, it really starts today. You're the ones who will notice when something's off, when they're quieter than usual, when they carry a call home with them. Keep loving them, keep listening to them, and know that this department is committed to supporting not just our officers, but the families who serve alongside them in their own way. Class 53, you're stepping into patrol cars at a time when this department is rising, when opportunities to lead, to innovate, and to shape the future of policing in San Jose have never been greater. My hope is that years from now, when you look back on this day, you still feel what you feel right now, pride in yourself, in your team, and in your decision to step up and serve. The oath you're about to swear is the threshold you cross over, separating you from your former self. Be true to the words you're about to say out loud. Stay safe, look out for one another and your families. Work hard and treat people with dignity and respect. Congratulations, Academy Class 53.
Thank you, Chief. At the Academy, we have a saying that this job doesn't get easier, we just have to get better. And the Chief's words are definite confirmation of what that job is like. Thank you for your words, Chief. I also wanted to recognize Councilmember Biandon, who did join us, and apologize to Councilmember Michael Mulcahy, because I mess up his name every time. And he already yelled at me once about it, and I put Mulcahy. Say it together, Mulcahy. So let's say it together. Thank you, I appreciate it. My apologies, sir. We will now move into the presentation of the class awards, with the first set of awards for physical training. Throughout the academy, your recruits have had over 50 physically demanding training sessions, each designed to prepare them to pass a final test. The state requirement for this test is a combined score of 384 points. I'd first like to recognize the four musketeers, the ladies of Class 53. Their rivalry between them was very, very close, and one recruit edged out her competitors by only 3 points. With 495 points, the Women's Physical Fitness Award goes to Alyssa Morelos. Just 3 points. It was very close. Of the remaining recruits, 17 scored 500 points or higher, and 2 even passed the 600 mark. With an impressive score of 623 points, the Men's Fitness Award goes to Ty Goldsberry. Throughout the 7-month program, recruits are required to pass over 100 academic challenges. Class 53 is the very first class in the department's history to transition to a performance-based academy. That means that their seniority structure is based on how academically well they perform in the academy. The recruit that does the best earns the most seniority. With a 96% average, we would like to recognize Recruit Officer Jason Kim. Yes, sir. Our final award will be for our top cop. In some situations, the value of character can't be measured by tests alone. This special award is given to the recruit who displayed motivation, teamwork, and leadership while at the same time maintaining high standards in academics, physical fitness, and tactical skill, such as scenario testing, marksmanship, and formal inspections. The winner of the Top Cop Award goes to Matthew Daniels. Congrats to our award recipients. And as soon as he puts his award away, I'd like to introduce the president of Class 53 and Top Cop, Matthew Daniels.
Thank you, Sergeant. Good morning. Before I begin, I would like to thank Chief Joseph, Mayor Mahan, command staff, academy staff, family, and friends for being here today. I'd like to also extend a thank you to everyone who planned, prepared, and helped execute this momentous day for San Jose Class 53. I'd like to give a special thank you to all the academy staff, Captain O'Neill, Lieutenant Nasser, Sergeant Ramirez, Sergeant Collins, RTO Maldonado, RTO Wolf, RTO Cipiora, Tio Paredes, and all training officers who went out of their way to ensure we had the best chances at success. And a big thank you to all the recruit families, including my wife, Katie, and my daughter, Mary. They have been my inspiration and have supplied me the willpower to give it my all throughout this process. I would not be on this stage if it weren't for them. The men and women you see before you are the result of 32 weeks of the San Jose Police Academy's rigorous, fast-paced, and fierce training. The men and women you see before you, these clean-cut, put-together professionals, are not the same men and women I met 32 weeks ago. Day one of the academy was a wake-up call for us all. Some of us had never stood at attention, let alone knew what standing at attention even meant. Someone showed up in cowboy boots, and some of us apparently had never heard of a haircut before. We quickly learned that all these personal decisions affected not just us, but the group as a whole. Through burpees and overhead arm claps, we slowly began to work as a group. Fast forward a few weeks, and things were looking better. We made less mistakes, and we claimed our class motto, in omnia paratus, a Latin phrase that translates to, in all things prepared. We finally felt like we were getting ourselves together. We felt we were, in all things prepared, until we weren't. Forgotten uniforms, lost equipment, talking in the halls, and overall unprofessionalism. We had hit a new low. Our unofficial motto became 1 step forward, 2 steps back. The RTOs were swift to correct our behavior. We never thought the ability to talk was a privilege until we lost it. Breaks became burpee sessions, and lunch consisted only of the sound of forks clinking on bowls. But throughout it all, we stuck together. We had to. Testing went on through all of this, and studying was a necessity. Groups met on weekends and after work. We progressed in our practical skills, and we began to grow closer as a class. Under all the pressure of testing and our self-inflicted punishments, we kept showing up and getting better with each day. We excelled in academics and pushed each other in fitness sessions. We squashed differences and class factions by pulling all the lunch tables together and eating as one big happy family. We finally started to resemble a proper team. During these lunches, I sat down and ate with everyone on this stage. We sat down, we talked, and we told each other our stories. I learned just how diverse our backgrounds were. Young and old, rich and poor, good families and broken ones. Some of us from different states and others from different countries. Yet, we sat down and talked. Most of our conversations led to us sharing our reasons for wanting to be here. Despite our differences in backgrounds, a common theme amongst us all was this idea of the dream job. This was something many of us have wanted to do since childhood, a calling. A calling many of us could not turn our back on, despite trying to on several occasions and over the span of years, if not decades. This calling was so strong that many of us walked away from stable, safe, cozy jobs. We walked away from high salaries, stakes in companies, holidays off, and normal hours. We walked away because we could not live with the regret of never trying to answer that call. Each of us knew we had to give the police academy a wholehearted, valiant effort at least once. So that in the words of Teddy Roosevelt, if he fails, at least he fails while daring greatly, so that his place shall never be with those cold and timid souls who neither know victory nor defeat. We have proven victorious in the arena we knew as the academy, but the real arena, the real tests still lie ahead of us. With this in mind, I want to remind my classmates, do not forget who you were, where you came from. We are now police officers, yes, but we are also tradesmen, salesmen, managers, waiters and waitresses, lifeguards and security guards, soldiers and grunts, scholars and athletes, sons and daughters, brothers and sisters, husbands and wives, fathers and mothers. We were chosen for our diverse backgrounds, our history, our successes and track records in the arenas we fought in before this one. Take all of what you were and all of what you are. Always keep it at the forefront of your mind and build on it to become the best in our new arena as San Jose police officers. Thank you. If you'll please turn your attention to the screen for our class's video.
Day zero isn't the beginning of the journey. Thousands of applicants took that first step. Backgrounds, testing, interviews. When the dust settled, these 43 recruits stood above the rest.
Each of you are here because you have accepted a higher calling. We are not here to hold your hands. Each of you are no longer individuals. You are now part of one team, SJ53. Your success will depend on your personal hard work and your effectiveness as a team.
That effectiveness would be put to the test immediately.
That's right there. And all set.
This is where it starts, learning discipline and learning to act as one.
Fantastic.
Skill is built one repetition at a time, and there are no shortcuts. In the range, confidence isn't given, it's earned.
Stand by! Please don't move!
Here, it isn't about power, it's about control of the weapon and of yourself. The Emergency Vehicle Operations Course, or EVOC, is where control is tested at speed. Skids, cones, split-second decisions. Every maneuver is practiced and every mistake is corrected. EVOC is learning when to push and when not to, because getting there matters, but getting everyone home matters more. The halfway point, where the class is a little bit smaller. Here, recruits are tested on knowledge, bearing, and composure in front of those who will one day hold them to that standard. Midterm inspection is about discipline, attention to detail, and proving once again that you belong here. It's also a reminder that what remains are some of the most challenging and shocking lessons.
Taser, taser, taser.
Not every lesson at the Academy is a quiet one. Some are unforgettable. This class was the first to get the full experience, with pros being discharged at them at 205 feet per second, or about 140 miles per hour. The recruits were eager to express their excitement. And when something is this fun, even the Academy instructors wanted a turn.
It's not that bad.
Gas Day pushes the recruits both physically and mentally.
Gas, gas, gas!
In a confined space, recruits learn to trust their equipment, even when every instinct tells them to escape. And those smiles are quickly washed away with a healthy dose of OC spray.
San Jose R4 start firing, or Code 3 fills at Alameda County Sheriff's Office. I've been pepper sprayed.
Then the real test begins. After the OC spray, they're required to keep working.
Come on, Ross! Go! Get back!
Open it, go! Open your eyes!
Locate the suspect and utilize effective strikes. Then apply the handcuffs before a thorough search. Only after the job is done are they allowed relief. As has been the case throughout the Academy, the recruits are there to support one another.
Put your hands,
Why is it
out.
spicy?
Put your hands out again.
Woo! Let's go! Uncle Sam! Uncle Sam! Hey, hey, Captain Jack! Hey, hey, Captain Jack!
Challenge Day, one of the final obstacles where recruits will sink or swim. Each challenge will not only test the recruits, but it will also give them an opportunity to reflect on how far they've come. By now, no one does it alone. There's a sense of accomplishment for every hurdle that's overcome, but for some, a little less so.
I got it. Some new tactics. Yeah, I got it.
He most decidedly did not got it. Every step is met with encouragement.
Come on,
And every fall with just a bit of laughter. The final challenge was the Hero's Pond. Recruits must navigate across without falling into the ice-cold water. Many crossed, and some did it with their own bit of flair.
Let's go, Crew 97! Getting greedy! Hey! He's getting greedy!
Others weren't so fortunate, but that didn't mean they couldn't add their own flair. The final inspection is where it all comes together. The standards haven't changed, but the people standing here have. They arrived as individuals. They leave as a class. When so many began the journey, these are the ones that persevered. This isn't just the end of the academy, it's the beginning of the responsibility they now carry. They shall no longer be called recruits. They are officers of the San Jose Police Department.
Looks fun, right? We're hiring. We will tase you too if you'd like to join up. All right. Thank you to the video presentation and to the crew that were able to put that together. We really appreciate that. Now it's time to hand out some badges. Chief? For the family and friends pinning the badge, as soon as you hear your graduate's name called, please stand and make your way to the front to where they're going to be at. Mike, our photographer, is here to assist you, but please remember to limit your time. During this process, I will be sharing unique stories based on accounts that your graduates have provided me. These are not made-up stories that I decided, so just remember that. Don't blame me. Okay. Starting off, Robert Mason Jr. He'll go down there. We'll have you meet your loved ones off the stage there, so. All right. Built like an Olympian, Robert's side hustle is in the world of fitness entrepreneurship. As a business owner and Air Force aircraft mechanic, Robert believes in the value of hard work and discipline, and these strong character traits are why he is standing here today. Angelina Mager. As a child, Angelina was thrown into the world of mixed martial arts. She also enjoys competing against experienced opponents. Now a purple belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, Angelina brought a competitive spirit to the academy and has just been crowned the first ever Queen of Marksmanship in recorded academy history. Andrew Newman. Fun fact number 1. Years ago, the United States Marine Corps stopped issuing Marines footwear that could be shined with boot polish. When Andrew, a former Marine Corps sergeant, arrived at the academy, he applied the fake it until you make it principle and admitted to using Vaseline to shine his boots for over a month. Fun fact number 2, he was never caught. Diego Olvera. Diego had the one recruiter in the entire military who told the truth. Diego did in fact see the world. During his time in the Navy, Diego traveled to Japan, Italy, Rome, and Scotland. He even walked through a castle on the edge of Lake Loch Ness. And yet the only monster encountered that day was the result of eating blood sausage. Mulcahy. I'm gonna get it. I'm working on it. I'm gonna say it 100 times before next graduation. Thank you. Steve Valdez Escamilla. Steve's first firearm arrest occurred while working at the Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk after a patron was assaulted with a firearm. Security Officer Steve identified the involved vehicle and assisted police after the suspect's apprehension. His investigative ability led to the arrest of a dangerous criminal, and Steve hopes to have a similar impact on the streets of San Jose. Jason Kim. In 2016, Jason discovered a sport called spikeball. Don't worry, I had to Google it also. Jason became obsessed and traveled the nation in spikeball tournaments. He was even featured on ESPN on how to play the game. And if you are interested, you can subscribe to his YouTube channel and learn everything about the challenging sport of spikeball. William Wilson. I first met William in class 51. He told me he liked to race his 2015 Hyundai sedan at the track. He also claimed his car had never been stolen. I encouraged him to get a different vehicle and warned him it would only be a matter of time. For those who don't know, that is a very commonly stolen vehicle. A few weeks into class 53, his car was finally stolen. With a smile, he simply said to me, "You were right." Alejandro Palomares. Alejandro's life of crime began when he was just 11 years old. A relative, name redacted, offered to teach him how to drive. Barely able to reach the pedals, he drove from one side of the city to the other. And thankfully, Alejandro has now decided to enforce the law rather than break it. Thank you. Debbie Beito. As a child, Debbie played a game of hide and seek that she would never forget. Choosing to hide in the unfinished bathroom on the 3rd floor, she shut the door behind her. Panic crept in when she learned the door could not open from the inside. She slid into the bathtub and waited for her family to break the door down. As a first responder, Debbie can now be the one to come to the rescue. Matthew Daniels. Plumbers have a job that even cops don't want. As a former plumber, Matthew spent one early Christmas morning in a dark sewer wading through 4 feet of water. At 2 a.m., the residents of 400 apartments had their non-flushing toilets restored. It was a Christmas miracle. Hanging up his waders, Matthew hopes he can clean up the streets of San Jose above ground. Ty Goldsberry. As we learned, Ty is pretty athletic. As a former kicker on the Foothill College team, Ty would often train under pressure. During practice, each time he would make a field goal, his teammates escaped having to run laps that day. Ty set the school record twice for kicking a 54-yard field goal. This accomplishment has also placed Ty into an elite group of top kickers in California. Ravi Patel. During grade school, a quick-witted Ravi developed a system where he would hide his tutoring assignments under the coffee table and then claim he turned them in. This worked for a long time until it didn't. An unbalanced coffee table revealed his prolonged deception. This makes me wonder if we should have kept a better eye on him at the academy. Thank you. Yev Kudanov. Originally from Russia, Yev can speak multiple languages to include French. As a teen visiting Paris, Yev left the hotel to explore the country on his own and was gone for nearly an hour. He did not have a cell phone, and his worried parents could not find or reach him. When he returned unharmed, their only question was if he was able to practice French. Yev's reply, "No need, they all speak English." Jacob Cuenca. Entering the academy requires a lot of sacrifice. Jacob's aspirations to be a professional MMA fighter looked promising. He was trained by former and current UFC champions and even Olympic medalists. However, during a routine match, Jacob's ankle was snapped and his plans instantly changed. The UFC's loss is our gain. I'm going to share this here, another quick story about Mr. Cuenca that you might enjoy. The second day of the academy, it was quickly pointed out that young Mr. Cuenca had avoided any attempt to get a haircut. This was considered a mutinous act at the academy. And yet our impression of Jacob changed when the next day he arrived with his head as bald as my own. Moving on. That's what we call an overcorrection. Moving on. Alejandro Zepeda Rosales. In high school, Alejandro was able to travel to Hawaii for a soccer tournament. On the trip home, the plane began experiencing issues and was forced to turn around. This created an extended 3-day vacation on the airline's dime. The moral of the story is, if you don't sweat the small stuff, there may be a pot of gold at the end of a Hawaiian rainbow. Osvaldo Gallardo. About 5 years ago, Oz was involved in a serious motorcycle accident. The San Jose police call taker that night was his cousin. The responding officer was his mentor, but neither could help the open fracture, broken bones, and punctured lung that he had suffered. 2 surgeries and 9 months of rehab, Oz's main complaint is that he can no longer do a standing backflip. I'd just be happy to be alive. Thank you. Alyssa Morelos. Poor Alyssa has been nearly kidnapped twice. This is the story she shared. By random strangers. As a child, she had become separated from her mother and then be found to be walked out of to the parking lot by a man who demanded money for her release. Then, as an adult, she was in a parking lot alone at night when another man tried to grab her. Thankfully, she was able to run away. As a police officer, Alyssa hopes to help others and prevent similar trauma. Raul Soto. As a former personal trainer, Raul once trained the owner of the Brooklyn Nets. However, as soon as the A-lister began doing dumbbell jumping jacks, Raul knew his services were no longer required. Even if his client needed a spot, he was flanked by two menacing guards who Raul describes as Maui from Moana. Wendy Stephanie Guardado. See, I have all these hard names that I can say, but for some reason I can't say the council member's name. I don't know. Wendy grew up on a ranch. As a young kid, she was put to work landscaping and caring for the animals she would later learn to ride. Wendy would go on to be a professional horseback rider, participating in rodeos and parades. Her parents taught her that through honest hard work, there are lessons to be learned and pride to be had. Brian Castaneda. For those lucky enough to attend the Super Bowl at Levi's Stadium next week, there we go. Independent police officer will be there. You'll see him. I encourage you to visit the South Mezzanine, and there you'll find a foghorn that was built over a decade ago by lead fabricator Castaneda. Brian and his team utilized the original foghorns that were salvaged from Candlestick Park. Thank you. Pablo Villaseñor III. I don't even know if I have to share the story. I will. This is a good one. The gentle giant of 53 eloped with his wife in the mountains of Colorado. Pablo said it was a beautiful experience. He flew out his best man, who was also the witness to his vows, and was the one who signed the marriage certificate. Did I mention that the best man was his dog, Sonny? I also have questions. Moving on. Brian Tran. As a combat veteran, Brian understands firsthand the definition of service. So when the academy required an extreme level of commitment, Brian showed up. Even more impressive is how Brian, a father to 4 little girls, was also able to do this while maintaining calm under so much pressure. Brian works hard to serve those around him and now will work hard to serve the residents of San Jose. And lastly, Jose Arturo Landeros Deras. Jose has enjoyed his annual trips to Mexico. And that is until one terrifying visit 7 years ago. They had all heard the rumors of cartel activity near the border, but Jose figured, if I stay on the main highway, shouldn't have a problem. However, a late-night encounter resulted in a submachine gun being pointed at his car. Fortunately, that night, Jose was also traveling with angels and is alive to tell the tale. That's the last one. Mm-hmm. Thank you. Congratulations, graduates. On behalf of your academy staff, we wish you the best of luck as you enter the field training program. To close, that's the key word. Chief Joseph will conduct the oath of office. RTO Maldonado will dismiss our new officers for a final time. However, following dismissal, we will need to briefly have them return for a final class photo. Chief, please promote these recruits to the rank of police officer.
All right, stand up. Raise your right hand. Repeat after me. I do solemnly swear.
I do solemnly swear
that I will support and defend
that I will support and defend
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of California
the Constitution of the State of California
against all enemies, foreign and domestic,
against all enemies, foreign and domestic,
that I will bear true faith and allegiance
that I will bear true faith and allegiance
to the Constitution of the United States
to the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of California,
the Constitution of the State of California,
that I take this obligation freely
that I take this obligation freely
without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion,
without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion,
and that I will well and faithfully
and that I will well and faithfully
discharge the duties upon which I am about to enter.
discharge the duties upon which I am about to enter.
Congratulations.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for coming. That is our program. Have a safe drive. Have a safe weekend. If we could borrow your recruits one last time.